Welcome to Minds of Mountainfilm. I'm Sarah Holbrook. I'm a television news producer and the First Lady of Mountainfilm. And I'm here with Prudence, who's a singer and also the star of the documentary Music by Prudence. Hello, I'm so glad that you're here.
Hi, thank you so much.
Wow. So, you met Roger Ross Williams, who's an old friend of ours, who came to Zimbabwe, your home country, to do a documentary about you and your band. And what happened when he showed up?
Okay, the first time you showed it, I wasn't really sure of what was gonna happen, and I was really panicking because it was like my first time being on the camera, and well, it didn't really take much of time for me to get used to him, and we started chatting, talking about this and that, about the school, about my life, about so many things. And then about a week later, he had a very long interview with me, a 3-hour interview, and that part was the hardest part.
Did he make you cry?
Well, most of the times I did interviews with him, I would cry because he asked deep questions.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a very deep film, and you have a very deep story. Yeah. And now fast forward, how many years? A couple of years, I would guess, right?
First time he was there for 2 weeks. Then he came back to America. Then he went back home and stayed for 6 months. Then he went back, and then the other 6 months as well.
Right.
So he was like going home and coming back, going home. Okay.
And when did he show you the film for the first time, and what was your experience when you saw it?
The first time I saw the film was when I was getting ready for the Oscars. It was a day before the Oscars, and oh my God, I cried, believe me. I really cried, and he was telling me about the film being nominated, and telling me to keep my fingers crossed for the Oscars, and I had so many mixed feelings about it. 1 minute I watched the movie, I cried, and I didn't know what to expect. Yeah.
Now, I don't mean to presume anything about your life in Zimbabwe, but did you have an idea from your life at home how big the Oscars are, at least to us Americans?
To be honest with you, I didn't know anything about the Oscars. Roger once told me about the Oscars. I remember, and he was telling me about so many stars being on the red carpet, and so many people with cameras, the paparazzi and all that. But I didn't have any idea. I just went, oh, okay, But when I went to the red carpet, oh my God, I was so amazed. I was like, wow, so this is what Roger was talking about.
You understood the big, vast scope of it at that point, right?
Yes.
And then terrifying or elating? Were you excited or were you freaked out?
I was freaked out. It was like my first time seeing so many people with cameras.
So many cameras.
Oh, and seeing some stars, and wow, being greeted by thousands and thousands of people telling me their names, and it's hard to keep even about 8 people, it's hard to keep their names, and thousands and thousands of people. Hi, I'm Sarah. Hi, I'm Rashka. Hi, I'm oh my God.
And then it won.
Then it won the film. Oh my God. Wow.
Not only did it win, which is pretty big for a short documentary, but it won, and then his speech was the most talked about speech that night because he was Kanye'd. His speech was interrupted. So it became not only a win for the film, but also a huge media event because people were playing clips of Roger accepting the Oscar.
Yeah, I think that moment really helped because I heard that most of the short documentaries, after they've won, people just forget about it. And
no one's ever going to forget about Music by
that
Prudence.
one, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It actually helped.
Yeah.
If it was a way of, putting it down, it actually went up.
Exactly, exactly. It worked obviously,
Yeah.
you know, eventually to your advantage. That's great. And now, you know, just a short time later, here you are at Mountainfilm, and a lot has changed for you. Tell me a little bit about what your new life has been like. You've been traveling America. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, my life has really changed. You know, in a sense that I'm now close to my parents, and you know, so many people are now learning about disability, which people didn't really mind about it. They didn't put it into action.
Let me interrupt for a second for the people who are watching this who haven't seen the film. In your home country, when people were born with disabilities, some people would think it was a sign of witchcraft or a very unlucky family. People did not rally around the children who had disabilities. And your family, your grandmother was very helpful, but your mother split, and your father and his new wife took terrible care of you when you were a child. And yet you've now been able to forgive them. Have you ever been able to get back in touch with your mother, I wonder?
Yes, my mom and my dad were there when I went back home. They were there at the airport, you know, they were excited. They were, somehow I feel that they were shocked, because this is not what people in Africa, you know, expect. For a person with a disability.
Right, they never thought that you'd rise above
Yeah.
your low station, whatever it was, and then
So, you know,
you
we're
came
now
back a
in
star.
touch.
You came back a star, let's be honest. There you were greeting your parents probably for the first time in a number of years,
Yeah.
and you were a star. And had you already made up your mind at that point you were going to forgive them, or did it take time for you to be with them for you to decide? How did that process happen? Because that's fascinating to me.
Yeah, they took time. It actually took time because they were there for about a week and some days. So we, you know, they explained more about their difficulties and why they had to separate. It was all because of my paternal grandmom who made all the separation, and you know, they had to explain so many things, and somehow it made me understand that maybe it was lack of knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it so often lack of knowledge? Prejudice is really just people not understanding the other?
I think maybe because in Africa there is lack of knowledge, you know. It's very hard for them to like get it there and there, you know. Whenever they see something, especially a person with disability, they're shocked. They think, you know, but if they were like educated about disabilities, I don't think they would be.
You don't think they would feel that same way?
Yeah.
Yeah. You use your music, your songs to educate people? I mean, I think of the lyrics that I've heard, and one of them is about not going with the sugar daddy and not getting AIDS and using a condom. I mean, that's both a song that's actually really lovely to listen to, believe me, it really is, but it's also obviously a song intended, I would think, to educate younger girls. Is that what you're thinking most of the time, or do you sometimes just write music that's fun for you, that doesn't have an educational component?
Yeah, most of the times I write about what happens, what I see, and what I experience, you know. So according to, you know, living with girls, I have seen so many things that happen to girls, you know, lack of money and lack of knowledge as well, you know. So many girls turn to be in love with sugar daddies because they work already and they know that they'll get cash, you know, in order for them to get cash, you know. And there are so many things that I write about. I write about love, I write about, you know, the world. There's a lot that I write about.
Yeah, well, and if you say you write about things that are happening right in front of you, to you, there's a lot happening for you right now. Have you had any time at all to write songs since you've been over here? I imagine it's been kind of tough.
Wow. To be honest with you, I don't know when I last composed the song because I've been so busy, moving up and down, you know. So I know that when I go back home, I'll be having at least some time to rest, some time to relax, and I know I'll start writing.
Right, you'll start writing. How would you describe your experience here at Mountainfilm thus far?
Wow. Okay, I don't want to compare places, but I want to tell you the truth. This is a very beautiful place with beautiful people, with friendly people. I want to give you an example.
Okay.
My wheelchair, when I came here, I don't know what happened with the cord, the joint of the cord, so it didn't work.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I was very worried.
Yeah.
I was very, very worried about the show. I love getting on stage on my own, you know, and
Right, just wheeling yourself out.
yes, you know, and I feel that it has an impact.
Right,
you know.
absolutely, yeah.
So I was really worried, and I talked to one of the ladies, and she immediately called Johnny, one of the guys who fix some wheelchairs, and right there after 10 minutes, John was there. You know, my wheelchair spent half a day. It was back. It was just okay.
Perfect.
You know.
Yeah, because there you were wheeling yourself out.
Oh my God, this place is wonderful.
Oh.
It has wonderful people.
Yeah.
Honestly, whatever I want, if I need anything, I ask anybody, it's there. Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. How do people react to you here versus in your home country when they see you in a wheelchair and maybe don't know your story? I guess I'm talking about strangers, not the people who've already seen your film. What is their general reaction? Do you notice, or do you try not to pay attention?
People haven't seen my film. Okay. I haven't really looked up to that. I haven't really looked up to that.
Right, and then the people who've seen your film swarm you like ants at a picnic, I'm sure.
Oh yes, so many people
Right.
come to me and say, wow, that was the best. Yeah. You've got a great voice.
Yeah.
You are an inspiration. You are so courageous. There's so many things, good things that I'm told about myself.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
My husband, as you know, is the director of Mountainfilm, and every year he tries to provide a kind of a Mountainfilm moment. I'm not sure he'd call it that, but in years past it's been where the Tuvan throat singer appears on the stage to sing a song after you've seen this crazy documentary about this incredibly remote place. And this year I think the Mountainfilm moment up till now has been you coming on stage singing Amazing Grace, which was just so moving. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house. And I want to thank you for providing that, because that was just, I mean, it made me so proud to be part of it all, and it made everyone in the audience just be so thrilled to be there and to be able to experience it. There's going to be another one tomorrow. You'll do another concert?
Tomorrow in the morning, 9:15, I'm going to be performing again.
Oh, everyone will love that. Is it weird for you not to have the rest of your band around you, or are you okay about that? You're getting used to it?
I'm getting used to it. First, I wasn't really sure, because I'm used to playing with the boys. You know?
Right, and the boys are, it seems at least on screen, and it might just be really good storytelling, Roger, but it seems like you're all quite a family. And so what's it like without your family around? Are you a little lonely, or is the void filled by all these strangers who are appreciating you? What's it like?
It was pretty tough, you know, being without the guys around me. It was really tough, but I'm trying to adapt to it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Your music hasn't suffered. I mean, we've all really been enjoying your concerts. And then you'll go back home and you'll perform again with them and write some more?
They are already waiting for me, sending some messages saying that you need to come back. We need to practice. We need to, you know, have the band go on.
Yeah.
So definitely when I go back, I guess I'll be having maybe about 3 days off, then get back to work.
Right back to work again,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
The place where you live, the King George VI, seems like quite a remarkable facility. Is it something that is as nice as it seems, or at least it has as much of a community feeling as it seems from the film?
I would say, personally, I take King George VI as part of my home. Yeah, because, you know, no matter how you are, no matter what you do, you are treated just normally. You know, it's, wow, I think it's the best school ever.
It's the best school ever. Wow, high praise.
For people with people who have disabilities. And it's the only school in Zimbabwe that caters for both primary and secondary students with disabilities.
And then you can live there afterwards and help contribute back?
Yes, it's not all children who live there, but if you've got something that you can do to help the school, definitely you're taken.
Right. So in your case, it's the music.
Yes.
And the band. Does the band shift? Does it have changing members? Does some leave and others come in, or is it pretty much stable since it's been formed?
So far, we've been together since 2006.
Wow,
and
that's very lucky.
Yeah, we're still together.
Yeah, still together.
So the other guys, 3 guys are doing A level, and they're looking forward to be going to universities. So I think that's going to be tough. Yeah, very tough. But I don't know, because you know, each person has got his or her, you know, how can I put it? You want to do something in life, you know.
Yeah, well, that band is certainly contributing. It's quite remarkable. What brought to you the gift of music? What do you attribute your gift of music to, or what or whom? Is it your grandmother that sang with you?
Okay, my grandmother does sing, and my paternal grandmom also sang. So, and my dad does sing. So I think it's something that came from the family.
The family.
Yeah. Something came from the family.
Wow. Well, music is an amazing, amazing conduit to all sorts of feelings, and we all feel so lucky to be able to hear you.
Thank you.
And your music. Is there anything that I haven't asked you about that you wanted to add to this interview here today?
Okay, I would say that the motto that we as King George VI children have is never give up. And that applies to people without disabilities and also people with disabilities.
Never give up.
Yes. You have to believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, and you can do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of applies to this whole Mountainfilm experience, where you're seeing film after film or speaker after speaker talking about things that are very tough, issues that are kind of devastating. But if you never give up, then you hope to make a change, I suppose. Have you seen films or presentations here since you've been here that have made you think about things in a different way?
I have. Last night I saw I Am. Oh my God, I was blown away.
Right.
It was so awesome. I mean, I've learned a lot. I really learned a lot from that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Well, we're
To
interviewing
the
the
director, great job.
He's pretty
Great
good,
job.
isn't he?
Oh my God,
Yes,
he's awesome.
yes. Nobody better than your director, though, Ross Williams. Anyhow, Prudence, I'm so glad that you're here with us. I'm really pleased that you were able to make the trip to Telluride, and you've been thriving, and that we've been able to enjoy your music, and we have another concert tomorrow. That's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here. It's quite a pleasure.
It's all our pleasure. Thank you.